so long. Okay, welcome you guys to the Team Gold Diggers and Team Dumbbells Over Diamonds Team Call. It's been so long since Team Call, but this is going to be a regular thing again. So every Sunday at 5 p.m., it's going to be a regular thing. The summit leaders and I have kind of planned out a calendar for us where every Sunday it's going to be a different speaker. Some of us are going to group up and talk about a topic that we're really good at or know a lot about, and we're just kind of split up. That way you're going to see new faces, and I'm going to hope to get new, even more guest speakers, just like Stephanie's getting a lot of guest speakers for her call. We can learn a lot from each other. So it's going to be really exciting. So welcome everyone. Thank you guys so much for showing up. And you guys can all hear me, right? Like I'm not crazy. Okay, cool. Just because sometimes these headphones stop working and sometimes they work. Okay, so let me share my screen. You guys can all see this, right? Yes? Okay, cool. So there we are, all of us at Summit. I love this picture. Okay, so it's Sunday, August 7th. I'm going to go through the announcements really quick just so I don't take away time because I don't know how long everyone's going to talk for. It's basically going to be like, I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of events and why we stress events so much, not just Summit, but really all events, especially Super Saturday, Super Sunday. Unfortunately, it's really surprising, but the LA events were so tiny. It's either like a team only event or like I could find something an hour and a half away from me. So it's really weird. I have to figure out Super Saturdays here in LA, especially with Catherine coming down here too. We'll figure it out. I know the Seattle one is like huge now, and that one's really fun to go to. But anyway, so I'm going to go through this real quick, and then all of us who went to Summit who are here on the team call will kind of give our takeaways and our aha moments and stuff like that, and that'll be basically it. Nothing too long. So let's get started. Announcements. So team call for Team Healthier You kind of ranges every single week. It's on a different day. It tends to be at the same time, but I just want to keep you guys in the loop because these calls are bigger and they have exciting guest speakers. So Stephanie's hosting the team call, and there's a guest speaker, Ruthie Dessert, and she's actually in the Diamond group. If any of you are Diamonds, you're in the Diamond group, and she's really cool. I love following her. We in the Diamond group, we kind of help each other and we kind of learn about the other Diamonds. And of course, my boyfriend's texting me right now. Hold on. Let me turn off. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay. It's kind of me. Let me do my preferences and let's inactivate that. Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, it's going to be on Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern time if you guys can make it. National Wake Up Call is tomorrow at 8 a.m. as usual. You can catch the recordings in the online office or the Team Beachbody podcast. A lot of you ask me about the Team Beachbody podcast and how to access it. Basically, if you have an iPhone, it's the podcast app. It's free. It comes standard on the iPhone. If it got lost somewhere, just go to the App Store and re-download it. For Android, there's different ones. I think Stitcher or something it's called. I don't know. There's several ones on Android that you can find out. If you guys are Android users, obviously share where you get the Android podcast app, whatever you use. It's going to be on there. You just search Team Beachbody. It's actually one of the top podcasts, which is pretty cool. And you just subscribe, and then every Monday or about Tuesday, the National Wake Up Call gets loaded on there, and you guys can catch the recording. Country Heat is having a $1,000 a day giveaway just by filming yourself doing Country Heat with a family member. And you guys can look at the FAQ in the online office for more details, and it's every day starting tomorrow till August 31st. And Jacqueline posted a video with her mom, but you should repost it tomorrow and add the hashtags because the contest technically starts tomorrow, which is really cool. And then Summit 2017 tickets are on sale right now. I'm not sure exactly what price it is at right now, but it's going to be the lowest that it's going to be for the rest of the year right now. So if you want to go to Summit 2017, I think Stephanie updated me and said that 60 of us are already signed up from the team, which is incredible. Really exciting. It's only been like a week since Summit. And, as more coaches come along and those of you who earn free tickets and stuff, like I have a feeling it's going to be 100 of us this year, which is awesome. I mean, next year. CoachSummit2017.com. Let me check the chat real quick. 175. Okay, thank you guys. Beachbody Health Bet. So you guys are going to have to go to, if you miss Summit, you guys are going to have to go to the FAQ 44774 details. It's way too long for me to explain. But basically, you can get a chance to win a pot of $3 million just by hosting a challenge group within the Beachbody Challenge Challenger Tracker app, which is freaking cool. Like, I want a piece of that $3 million. So I'll definitely be in that, and it starts September 5th. And another great incentive to host a challenge group, which we should all be hosting our own challenge groups, or at least partnering up with someone. That's pretty much our basic responsibility as a coach. Challenge packs on sale this month is going to be on the next slide, which means that Team Cup is in full effect, and lots of challenge groups, challenge packs are on sale this month to help you hit Success Club. And I'm not going to read all these, but basically you can get a sense that there's a lot for $140, and then the Kickstart are $180. Seems like all these are $140, $180 on Kickstart, and you have all the 21-day fixes. You have size, country heat, 22-minute hardcore, PIO. I mean, this is crazy, you guys. Plus the club membership, plus portion control containers. Like, this is insane. And so there's lots of reasons to hit Success Club this month. And now let's just get to the meat of this call. So what is Coach Summit? A lot of you know, a lot of you don't know. Basically, it's the Team Beachbody Coach annual event that you literally do not want to miss. Like, this is where everything exciting happens. It's basically 4 days of workshops where top coaches basically present a topic or two with a partner, and it's basically like 3 workshops per day that you go to, and then you go to a general session where Beachbody will have really exciting keynote speakers. And I loved this year's. There's 2 really great ones. A comedian, this girl who has cerebral palsy, and she's an actress and a comedian, and it's really, really motivational. Like, it basically shows you, like, girl, you got no excuses not to succeed. And Gary Vaynerchuk is kind of like a hardcore hustler, and it was just really motivational, the kind of stuff. I got a lot of my takeaways from him, actually. And then you get to work out celebrity trainers. We have the big, exciting workout on Saturday morning, the super workout, which is basically like an hour and a half long, and it's all the trainers. I didn't get to go. I mean, I got to go, but I slept through that one, and a lot of us on the team went to that workout, which was really exciting. There's apparel for sale that's not on teambeachbody.com there. A lot of girls bought, workout tanks, and you get dibs on the programs that come out at Summit. So Country Heat was available there for purchase. You get to bond with the whole team. Just a lot of exciting stuff. And it's hosted almost every year in a new location, pretty much, besides Nashville being twice. Basically, Nashville was twice, 2 years in a row. Vegas, I think, was like 3 years in a row. But my first time was in Vegas. Then I got to go to Nashville for 2 years. And then next year, it's in New Orleans. I got yelled at for pronouncing it New Orleans. So New Orleans, which is really, really exciting. And now, why should you go to Coach Summit? So basically, we're going to go around. I think I made a little list of who said they're coming to the team call, and I'm just going to call you out, and you can unmute yourself. But I guess since I wrote it down here in my notes, I'll just go first real quick. My top 3 takeaways from Summit is basically, number 1 is to go to an event when you're lacking motivation. Events are basically where I get my motivation, my inspiration, my drive in this business, because this business is so isolating, and we often forget that there's so many of us doing the exact same thing. We're all at home. We're all posting. We all live the same mundane, boring life sometimes. And sometimes we think that we're the only ones, and that we see all of the other coaches' highlight reels on social media, and we forget that we all struggle with the same things. So when we go to events, we're like, oh yeah, like I struggle with this too, but you know what? I have a system. I got really good at this, and here's something that you can incorporate into your business. And so we bounce off ideas. Like, it's really, really great to bond as a team. And not only as a team, it's great to network with the other teams and network with other coaches as well. When you go to events, like, all of a sudden you realize why you're doing this. Like, your why just grows. Every time I go to an event, my why gets bigger and bigger. And I realize that there's so much more to life than just, there's this coaching is just this huge thing. Like, we really are here to end the trend of obesity. It's more than it's bigger than ourselves. And so that's really inspiring to me. Number 2 I got was patience. I learned that I'm very impatient from Gary Vaynerchuk's speech and also from a lot of other coaches. Like when we say be here next year, or, I'll give this just 6 months of hard work, or blah, 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 blah. And like we need to stop saying I'll give this 6 months, and if I haven't retired from my 9 to 5 grind, that's it, I'm quitting. And Gary Vaynerchuk is like, that's not how business works. That's not how entrepreneurships work. It's just not how it works. You have to be in it for the 10, 15, 20, 30, 50 plus year business. Like you have to imagine your grandkids taking over your Beachbody business. That's what you're in here for. Not just like 1 year and whatever, not 1 year and done, or get frustrated after a coach quits, get frustrated just because you have one return. You guys, like imagine like Lululemon, for instance, is a very successful workout gear company. They get hundreds of returns every single day. Like shit goes wrong all the time, yet they're still in business because they want to be in business for the long run. They're not just like, let's just open this one store at this mall for 1 year and see what happens. No, they're in it for like life. And it really takes years of consistency, and that's what I learned. Like I'm in this for many, many years to come, not just the next year until the next year. And then staying on simple daily vital behaviors, like sticking with your program, taking things day by day, and just getting out of your own head about why you can't succeed in this business. Honestly, those of you who went to Summit, I'm sure you saw how many different shapes and sizes of coaches that there were, the kinds of people that are walking across stage. It's like all these different ages, everyone looks different, everyone is different. Everyone has a different background, and they're all successful. And so it really teaches you to get out of your own head about why you can't succeed too. And that to me is really inspiring. And okay, let me just see. Actually, let me stop the share so I can see your pretty faces. So first on the list, I have Catherine. So Catherine, if you want to unmute yourself.
All right, can everyone hear me? Awesome. Okay, so the two big things that I took away from Summit, one was specific to the like workshops and content that was there, and then the other was just the atmosphere and being there, and something that I really wanted to stress. I thought it was more important than the things that I learned in the workshop. So number one, Melanie Mitro, top coach, obviously, she gave the big speech. I wouldn't call it a workshop. And it was titled Be Extraordinary. And the thing that really stood out to me, I'm not going to lie, I was exhausted at this point and I was like zoning in and out of it. But the one thing that really stood out to me and immediately got my attention was she told this story, and the line that she said was she couldn't do a fingernail more, which I hated how she phrased that, because fingernails like gross me out. But the point is that she gave this her all. She got up at like 5 a.m. every day for like 3 freaking, like she pushed, and she literally could not do anything else. She couldn't do any more, that is what she did, and that is how she became top coach. And I realized, like, oh Lord, like I am not giving this my all. I'm slacking on my nutrition. I'm slacking on my workouts. I'm not inviting every day. Like, when was the last time I actually did a power hour? And so like I can't complain because I'm not doing everything I can to change lives. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is kind of sort of what Catherine said, like we're a team. There's a reason why we're Team Beachbody, Team Gold Diggers, Team Dumbbells Over Diamonds. We need to remember it. We need to act like that. We need to lean on each other, if we need support. Like Eden and I drove from Seattle to Nashville and back. So we basically spent like more than 70 hours in a car together, and I had no idea that people were going through the same exact things that I was going through. Like, I will tell you, one of the things that makes me want to quit almost every week is my girlfriend is so freaking unsupportive of this. She doesn't understand it. She thinks it's all about the money. She like doesn't understand the mission. She doesn't understand why I do that. And I had no idea that other people go through that. Like it's not just something Eden and I talked about. It's something that like Amy spoke about, and I think Sam spoke about it too. And like these are some of the things that really stood out to me. Like, oh dear, sorry, I almost said a bad word. Like, we need to lean on each other. We need to be honest with each other about our struggles, and we need to act like a team. We show up for these team calls. We talk to our success partners about our struggles, and, we don't necessarily just share our highlight reel. So if you don't go to Summit for the information to build your business, at least go to Summit to be around the people who love you and will support you no matter what.
Exactly. Thank you so much for sharing, Catherine. Love those takeaways. Is Eden on? I don't see her. No? Okay.
Eden's internet apparently went out, so she might hop on later.
No worries. Okay. Emily Eastwood.
Awesome. All right. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Mine are kind of more specific to the workshops that we went to. My number one thing that I think I took away is that our job is to get results for our challengers. I think a lot of people just, you're signing people up, and then when they go missing, you might message them once, and it's like, oh, they didn't respond to me, and you're just like, all right, well, they can come back when they want, But I think a lot of it has to do with the way we're getting them started in your challenge groups. So you setting the pace, you set clear expectations for what you expect for them to do in the challenge group, because I think a lot of people don't really understand that. Make them take their before photos. I know how hard it is, but so many people I find don't take them because they're terrified of it. Make them take those photos, and then how can you be their coach if we don't know where they are? And I just, that really stuck out to me. How can you be their coach if you don't know where they are? So you need to see those progress photos. If they don't want to post it in the group, tell them to message them to you. Tell them to, your job is to get those people those results. They signed up with you. They didn't sign up just for the program. They could have bought it off of Amazon, but they signed up with you so you could be their coach, so that you could get them those results that you told them that you could get them. If they don't post 2 days in a row, if they don't post one day, that's fine. Life happens. But if they don't post 2 days in a row, message them, say, hey, what's going on? Reach out and reconnect with their why, and ask them what the number one thing is that's stopping them. And then when they tell you what that is, then recommend a personal development book, a podcast, something that can help them overcome that. And then another thing that I starred was be the coach that you wish you had in that moment. So, and then also for you personally, this is switching gears, but for you personally, when you're trying to figure out what to post about, there's this really awesome activity, I guess, or exercise. Write down these 3 questions. What is normal about me? What have I overcome? And what makes me special or unique? And then just list everything underneath those. And then when you are thinking about what to post, you can go back to that list and be like, hey, look at that. I can post about me sucking at laundry. I can post about, just things like that. So, yeah, those are mine.
Cool. Thank you so much for sharing, Emily. Yeah, one of the biggest regrets that people have, that I hear time and time again from people in all fitness industries and just fitness in general, is not enough before photos. And because people, they have these great after photos and they're like, crap, I can't show off my, transformation because I don't have enough before photos, or I wish I took pictures at my heaviest, or blah, 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 And even though it really, really sucks, I agree, we should really stress, the before photos, especially for our challengers. And, people are just afraid to post it in the challenge group sometimes. And so you can have a message, or just ensure that they take them and keep it for themselves. Say, just store it in some folder on your phone where you can't see it if it's really that scary to you, and just keep it there until you're ready to compare. And that those 3 questions that Emily shared, I remember hearing that from the recording of the Amy Silverman workshop, because I didn't go to that hall. And yeah, I love that. The thing is that we all have the same or similar ordinary lives. Like, we all have to do laundry, we all have to cook, we all have kids, you know, most of us have kids to take care of, dirty diapers to change. And it's just it's not the things, really, it's not so much the things that make you incredible or super unique that's going to grow your business. It's how relatable you are. And so when we think that our lives are too boring for us to share on social media, it's actually those really boring, mundane things that are going to grow your business, because people are going to be like, wow, she's just like me. And you know what? She's growing her business and she's also working out, and I want to be on her team. Jacqueline, you are next on my list. I unmuted. Oh, I just unmuted
Okay.
you.
Perfect. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you don't know me, I also am a therapist. So sometimes the only way to get through to people is a little tough love. So I'm just going to say this and then I'll get off my high horse. But if you have not yet purchased your ticket for Summit, I really have no idea what you're waiting for. Like, this is a life-changing experience, and I want you to be there with us next year. Like, I want to meet all of you in New Orleans and just share this experience with you, because like, I'm still coming off of cloud 9 from last weekend. Like, it was seriously one of the best experiences of my life. So just do what you have to do to make it work, to find the funds. I don't care if you have to open another credit card. It's $175. Like, that's basically how much we started this business for. And that pays for your week of just knowledge. And it's so valuable that I just like hope that you see this. So stepping off of my soapbox, I do have a couple of takeaways. So one of my favorite speakers was Chalene Johnson. Her energy is just contagious. I mean, she's amazing. She like made us get up and dance and do all these crazy things. Like, she's awesome. So one of the things that she talked about was being a storyteller and how stories tap into people's emotions. So you can post your sweaty selfie and your picture of your dinner every day, but if you're not telling a story about the time when you didn't even have enough money for groceries and now you're able to like provide for your family from this business, or you know, like, you couldn't get off the couch because you were so depressed, but now look at you working out. Like, you have to figure out ways to make those boring, mundane things that we all do, and that's all a part of our life. You have to make that a story, because that's what people connect to and that's what people want to hear. So you have to transform your life into something that's like going to stick with people, because the most engaging posts are the ones where you're just incredibly vulnerable. And if you're not comfortable being vulnerable yet, just try it. Like, honestly, it's so empowering. Like, it's terrifying to push that post button and share that with the world. But once you do, like, it's amazing. Like, you just feel like a weight has been lifted. And once you see how many people like understand how you feel and relate to you, it's going to be all worth it. So just step out of that comfort zone and don't be afraid to tell your story, because even if you think it is boring, there's always going to be people out there who relate. So something that was just hit home for me, and it was kind of an aha moment, and Emily can totally attest to this. We were sitting in a workshop and we were asked to take a couple minutes to write down what our lives would be like without Beachbody. And I made my list and I was like, oh, this is, yeah, like it's still like, I have all this weight to lose and, I'd be anxious and stuff. And then we stood up and Emily was my partner and we had to share it out loud, our lives would be like without Beachbody. And Emily shared hers and I was like getting emotional just listening to hers. But then she's like, okay, what's yours? I literally looked at her and I was like, without Beachbody. And then I couldn't even speak because I just started sobbing. And it was that moment for me where I was like, every doubt that I've ever had about my own fitness journey, my own ability as a coach was just gone, because I was like, without this, I would still be that depressed, anxious, overweight, financially unstable, all of these things. I would still be all of that without this. And I haven't even been a coach for a year yet, and I still have so much room to grow. But it was in that moment when we were prompted to share that I just like realized that my life would be so much different without Beachbody. And like, I could cry again right now. Like, this is seriously it just moved me. And it's those little experiences. Like I had no idea going to Summit that I would cry so much, but you just hear from people and it's so raw and you just like feel it in your soul. Like it sounds so cheesy, but until you're there, I mean, there was a girl who stood up and we all stood up and they said, how much weight have you lost with Beachbody? And it was like 10 pounds, stay standing, 20 pounds, stay standing. There was one girl, and I have goosebumps right now, in a room of 6,000 coaches who stayed standing until 195 pounds because of Beachbody. That's how much she had lost. And she couldn't have been more than like 5'4", you know? So she just had this like incredible transformation, and we all stood up and gave her a round of applause. And it was just like the support and love in that room, in that moment, was just, you could feel it. And it just goes to show like how much we stick together as a community. You know, like Catherine was saying, we're all different shapes and sizes, and it's not, oh my gosh, did you see what she's wearing? Like, no, we're not like that. We're not judgy women. We're not judgy coaches. Like, we're there to support her. Like, look at her go. Look at her taking back control of her life. Look at her not caring what people are saying. Like, I just have goosebumps right now that you guys, like, I really want you to know how amazing this was. And I hope you hear that. So just know that Super Saturdays and Summit are must. I went to my first Super Saturday yesterday, and I regret not going sooner because it was amazing. It's just a perfect chance to hear from more coaches and network and just learn and build your business. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope to see you all at Summit next year.
I have chills right now, and I can't wait until Jacqueline hosts her next team call. Like, that was incredible. Oh my God, like I almost got teary-eyed just picturing, you know, I never really thought about my life before Beachbody, but I do remember that I found Beachbody at the darkest place in my life. And I don't, if I never started working out regularly or doing personal development every single day, I mean, that dark place would have lasted so much longer than it did because of Beachbody. So that's really incredible. You guys should all think about that, you know, like any small improvement in your life really counts. It does. It counts. Eden is 5. Okay. I'm going to unmute me, Eden. Apparently this is you. Can you hear us?
Hi. Yes,
Okay.
I can.
Okay.
Oh my God. I like logged on and then someone turned the Wi-Fi off.
Oh God.
And I was trying to get on the call for like 20 minutes. So I just called in.
What are your takeaways? What are your takeaways?
Okay. I had some really amazing breakthrough moments at Summit. If you were there, you might have known that the whole time I was kind of having some issues with support from my husband. He's away at tech school right now. He's in Texas, and he's been gone for 3 of 6 months right now. And leading up to Summit, he was trying to talk me out of going. As in, we actually had conversations on the phone where he was saying we could save so much money that we could put into something else if you didn't go this weekend. And so during Shalane Johnson, when her energy was freaking amazing, and I can't get over her entrance and just everything about her. She asked, what false stories are you telling yourself? And so when I heard this, I was able to write down something that I hadn't actually been able to talk about yet or to even tell myself yet. And it was, I'm afraid to be successful in this business because my husband doesn't want me here. And if I'm successful, I'll keep doing this. And if I keep doing this, I can lose my husband. And so for me, I remember, you know, crying with Catherine about that. But so one of my takeaways was, what false stories are you telling yourself? What are things that you are telling yourself that are holding you back? Because the stories that we tell ourselves are 10 times more powerful than anything anyone else can tell you. So that was one of them. And another one was kind of related to the same topic. You need to have the support of your spouse. And this is something that I have been fighting for the past 10 months. But I don't have the name of who said this, but there were 5 C's. And it was, you need to have a conversation where you choose what your desired outcome is and make it clear. So when you're having this conversation, you need to tell whoever it is, like, hey, this is what I want to get out of this. This is what I need to get out of this. And this is what I need your support in. You need to communicate why you're there and why you want to be there. You need to collaborate and make a plan on how it's going to work and be prepared for the unexpected responses. And you need to communicate through the process. It's going to be a grind and it's going to be worth it in the end, but you need to be able to communicate with your spouse. And then you need to be checking in regularly. And so you need to be making sure that everyone is equally happy and has an equal voice in this, in the agreement that you guys have made and what you need support in, and they're doing their part and they feel heard and loved in the same process. I actually had this conversation with my husband last night. It took about 2 hours, and there was a lot of tears. But I got a 15 text messages later after he basically said, if you want to keep doing it, do it. I don't care at this point. But he said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for not being supportive. And I'm here for you, and I want to support you in this because it makes you happy. And so you need to keep doing this because you're making a difference in people's lives. And so Summit was a huge event for me because I was able to finally get my husband to be on my side and finally be here to support me. So you need to communicate and talk it through with people. Get the support that you need. And then persistence is everything. And that was my breakthrough.
Wow. Eden, I'm so happy for you that you had that conversation. I'm really, really happy for you. You guys, this is another reason why Summit is important, is because we realize, all of us have someone that doesn't support us. A lot of us are lucky enough to have everyone be supportive that are close to us, but have random social media haters. Some of us have social media lovers, but have unsupportive family, husbands. I relate so much to Eden's story because my parents were like that. If you guys don't know, we actually don't have time to get through everyone else, but if everyone else who attended Summit, please post on team page what your takeaways are, just because I really want to show the last slide. And I just want to share with you guys real quick that, I don't know if you guys know, a lot of you who are new don't know, but I was supposed to go to medical school, and that was my mom's dream for basically herself, but she kind of pushed it on me. And when I started doing Beachbody, I really lost my passion for I have a degree in biology. I finished my bachelor's degree just so I can, I barely made it through because in my heart, I wanted nothing to do with biology. I remember going on my classes and just rolling my eyes and just thinking about my challenge groups and thinking about what I want to present on team call the next day, or, what kind of posts do I want to make. I was messaging people. I was doing my invites in classes. I just lost all my passion. And every single day, my mom would tell me how, she would ask me, what med schools have I applied to? Or, when am I going to start applying to med school? Or if I don't start applying to med school, I'm going to start paying rent, or I have to start buying my own groceries. Or she just slowly took away all these things and just made I know it was all out of love. And my mom, I'm happy to say today, is my number one Beachbody supporter. She's so supportive. But until I had a serious conversation with her, it took 2 years of tears and frustration and seriously just hating being at home around my mom, until I finally sat her down and reminded her how when she was in nursing school, her ex-husband, my dad, was very unsupportive of that. Her parents are very unsupportive, saying that going to nursing school as a Russian immigrant is very irresponsible because it just puts debt onto us when we're already below the poverty line. It just gives us debt. And it's, the return is not going to be right away. And my mom's going to make a lot more money working at the grocery store for the first couple of years. And my mom's like, no, I need to go to nursing school. I need to make, a certain type of income just so we can provide the kind of life for, our daughter sooner than later. And so my mom had no supporters when she went to nursing school, and she was going to go on to medical school as well. But because of other hardships, she didn't. That's why that dream was passed on to me. But I told my mom, I was like, do you remember trying to go to nursing school, not having any support, and just hating your life every single day and just struggling through that? My mom's like, yeah, I do. And I'm like, well, Mom, you make me feel the same way. And ever since that day, she was just like, oh crap, you know, like she finally got it. And so it might take time, but that's why that's why we have each other, is to get it. This is why we have Summit, is to see that we're not alone in these kind of situations. We're not alone at all. Everyone has something going on in their lives, and we can bounce ideas off each other, and we can just lean on each other, like Jacqueline said. And just really quickly, the last slide, I think I want to share it because I basically, hold on, let me move you guys up here. Basically, just in closing, I wanted to mention, yeah, you guys, so Super Saturday Summit, Tony Robbins, literally any event you can go to. The point of this is to get to events, because it's only in events that you learn. You really, it's like when you're immersed, you know, like when you try to learn a new language, you basically, like in high school, you learn French or something, you basically forget French by the time you get to college. But if someone shoves you in the middle of France for a couple of years, you're not going to forget French. You're not going to forget French, and you're going to freaking use French. And so that's what these events are for, is just to really ingrain these ideas and all this motivation in you so that you don't forget it. And I want to quickly mention that I will, for sure, as well as a couple other people that I know of, going to Tony Robbins on November 10th. And Tony Robbins is another event that changed the trajectory of my life forever. When I went in October, my life did a complete 180. It was so transformational, so amazing. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is because there is a Beachbody discount for all 4 days. It's a bigger investment than Summit. It's $500 a ticket. Originally, oh God, we have less than a minute. So basically the event is over $1,000, and you can get it for $500, and we can all room together and split housing. It's in San Jose, California. If you guys are interested, definitely, it's another event to consider. And I think I'm going to stop this team call before we get kicked off. So, all right, you guys, have a great night. The recording will be posted soon. And those who did not share their takeaways, please post in the team page. Okay? Bye.